have about 10 years of experience in penetration testing and vulnerability assessments and ethical hacking and all of that stuff. A lot of people say, hey, you don't need a Kali system to hack. You can use any other system. And I think they're completely right. 100%. And throughout my experience, I've done pretty much everything. I mean, I've been hacking through Windows machines, through Linux, Black Arch, for example, or just Arch, Debian, as well as Parrot OS. And I always seem to go back to Kali Linux. And the main reason is because it's fantastic. I mean, why do you have to deploy all the tools that you need when Kali Linux already comes with all the tools, right? So that is kind of like the main reason. And the thing is, I don't have just one Kali system. I have different systems, and each one of them has a different role. So they're used for different things, and I access them in different ways. So in this video, I want to show you my setup and how I conduct penetration testing or ethical hacking with clients in a professional way. All right. So the first system I want to show you is my AWS, right? So I have a Kali Linux here on AWS that I use in a regular basis. And the reason why I have this Kali system outside of my office, outside of my computer, is because of a few things. So the first one is the elastic IP address. When you're doing penetration testing, sometimes what's going to happen is that your IP address is going to get blacklisted. Right. So you don't want a blacklisted IP address coming from your office, from your home network. So it's very easy for me to be able to switch IP addresses. If one gets blacklisted, then I just easily switch to another elastic IP address and I continue doing the penetration testing inside of AWS. The second reason is because I can create domains, right? So if I'm doing a phishing attack, for example, or I'm doing a C2 or command and control setup, I need to be able to create a domain. So a fake domain, assign it to the IP address, the public IP address, and run some services, applications, and so on externally. This way is very pro. Now, the other thing is that this is external. So I do a lot of penetration testing into firewalls, for example, routers from the outside in, checking ports, doing nmapping, as well as what I have here, which is my OpenVAS. So I do a lot of OpenVAS scanning for different networks and stuff when I do conduct penetration testing. So how do I access this? So the way to access this machine in AWS is through my SSH access. So I access through SSH. No ports are open to the public, which is great. So if you even go to this IP address, so you won't be able to access it because it is only for me, which I connect through VPN if I'm somewhere else, or I connect through the office, right? So here it is, Kali Linux AWS. If I click, then I log into the shell command. So I'm connected here to my Kali Linux here on AWS. So if I do neo fetch, for example, you'll see that I am on my Linux. Here it is. So this is my setup. Now this doesn't have a GUI. So it's just for the shell command. So I can't do things like Wireshark or, Burp Suite or OWASP, Zap, and all of those other GUI intensive applications that you need a GUI for. This is strictly for the shell command. So that's the first way I log in to a Kali system and am able to do external penetration testing on client systems. Now, the second way that I do it is through my Proxmox. So this is my Proxmox server, and this is sitting right here in my office. And the reason I use this is because I can have a whole bunch of VMs. So I have a Windows machine in here, for example, you can see I have a Debian and I have other systems running in here. So I can easily get into them and test them. So this is more of a lab that I have here in the office where I can do pivoting from machine to machine, where I can do escalation of privileges, where I can do testing in managed detection and response systems and network intrusion detection systems and all of that stuff. I test EDR as well, and all of that. So, and the way I access this is through VPN. So if I'm home or somewhere else, I can access to the office through VPN and be able to do this. Now, I have two ways of connecting to this system. The first one is if I want to use the entire thing. So I can connect through Microsoft Remote Desktop, for example. So if I double click in here and then I connect, I enter my password my username and password, and I log into the system. So this is my system, as you can see, a different system, NeoFetch, and this is inside of my Proxmox, right? So this is my secondary system, and here I can actually access GUI. So I can go into, for example, I can go into, let's say, Burp Suite, and then log in through Burp Suite to be able to do the hacking through Burp Suite and so on, right? So there it is. So there is a Burp Suite, and which is an entire GUI, right? So you can access through shell, and I can do this, right? So, but if I really want to quickly access, so I'm going to shut this off. If I want to really quickly access this Kali system in Proxmox, then of course I go into here, and then this is Termius, by the way. I think Termius is great. I love it. You can do so many things with it. And here it is, Calyx Proxmox. So as you can see, I can also access the same machine, the Proxmox Kali system, here in my shell command or my console, right? So that's the second Kali system, and it's used exclusively for lab and studying, as well as testing different tools and all of that good stuff. All right, let me show you the last Kali system that I use in my line of work. It is the one in Parallels. So let me show you real quick what it is. So this is my Kali system inside of Parallels desktop. It's inside of my Mac OS. And the reason why I use this, so let me just power this up so you can see how it looks. There it is. So the reason I use this is because if I have to go to a client's office and I need to do ethical hacking and penetration testing inside of the office, inside of the network, and can easily carry my laptop, my Mac OS, my MacBook, and then go to the office and power up my Kali Linux. The other thing is that it's very convenient for me to be able to access my Mac documents. So I can go into my files inside of my Mac through my Kali system and just drag and drop into my Kali system, or put from my Kali system into macOS files and different information and all of that, reports, etc. So it's super good. I love it. The other way I access the Kali system is through my shell. So if I go to back to my Termius in here, and then I power up Kali like that inside of Parallels, now I'm actually accessing my parallel systems Kali, and this is very quick and easy. So if I need to do something very quickly, then I can do it without any hesitation. Now, let me show you something really cool that I also do. So this is going to be my PC. So let's access my PC. So I'm going to access the PC, which is sitting on Proxmox as well as a VM. Here it is. And I can actually access any of the systems inside of my Windows machine. So I have installed here Git Bash. So I don't use PowerShell or the command line on Windows. I use the Git Bash app, right? So if let me just make this a little bigger. And if I do an SSH and log into Kali, there, voila. Now I'm running Kali Linux inside of my Windows without any problems, just by using SSH and connecting through my Git Bash, which is a Linux interface inside of Windows machine. So I hope this helps you out. This is how we do it in the profession, or how I do it, how I like to have my setup. 3 different ways: one accessing through AWS, the second one through Proxmox, and the last one inside of my computer or my OS, which is Parallel Desktop. Now, if you have any questions or any comments, make sure you put them down below, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and also my Discord server. Cheers. I'll see you next time.